Hi, I'm Jen Kramer from O'Reilly Media, and today I'm talking with Sara Drasner, who's from Trulia. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What do you do at Trulia?
Well, I'm a manager of UX design and engineering, so I actually manage a component library that's very close to Bootstrap for what they do. It's an OOCSS library with JavaScript components that are both jQuery, and we're moving to React as well. I also do some design for their product details page.
Excellent. And is that an open source library, or is that?
No, but the way that we build our docs is, so Hologram is actually pretty well known as like a style guide builder.
Okay, yeah. Fabulous. Well, so what are you talking about here at the Fluent conference this time?
I'm giving a keynote and a session. The keynote is complex SVG responsive. So it's a lot of like how to make your code manageable for responsive design and development for complex animations. And then for the session, it's going to be about SVG and GreenSock. So GreenSock Animation API, which is a JavaScript library and a way to manipulate your code and keep it stable and also performant.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of really cutting edge stuff that you'll be talking about. So can you say a little bit more about your keynote?
So the keynote will be focused primarily on showing one way, which is CSS sprites with SVG, and some image replacement there. All of these are without additional HTTP requests, which is kind of exciting. The other part that we're working with is the GreenSock Animation API, so how to trigger timelines and wrap them in functions that you're going to recall, and then also just other ways of interacting with responsive design and development for SVG graphics.
Wow. So is this finally at a point where it's going to totally replace Flash?
Yeah, I mean, it's ready to. SVG has great support. If you look at the can I use for it, it's all green. So there's, I think the only browser that doesn't support it right now is IE8, and I'll show how to, kind of create some fallbacks for that as well with Modernizer. But yeah, it's fully supported. It's really performant. There's a lot you can do with it.
Excellent, excellent. So did you work with Flash back in the day?
A little bit, not too much.
Not a whole lot? Okay. I was going to ask if you knew if it's relatively about the same amount of time to be creating sort of equivalent animations in one platform versus another.
Yeah, I mean, I made a few sites with it and I did a couple of things with it, but I didn't work with it as much as I work with SVG and GreenSock, so I don't feel like I'm like the best person to give that comparison. I find it very easy to use though.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. All right, and then in terms of your session, can you say a little bit more about that, what you'll be talking about?
That is actually just focused on the GreenSock Animation API. So just going through timeline functions, draggable, which is performant for touch devices as well. We're also going to be talking about cycle staggers and how you can manipulate things on the fly with that, as well as Morph SVG. GreenSock actually is the only way, even with the deprecation of Smile and even with Snap SVG, it's the only way that you can morph SVG path data with not the same amount of path points. So that's really exciting. You can point from one ID to another and create pretty cool morphing animations.
Wow. So what is the one thing about SVG that surprised you more than anything else?
I think before I worked with it, I didn't understand that it had a navigable DOM. That was probably the most exciting thing that I learned way back in the beginning, because it really opens the opportunity to kind of grab things and use them just as you would with anything else. I've started working with it with React a bit. That's pretty exciting. It's a little bit more challenging because we're working with a virtual DOM, but it's got a lot of potential, and right now I'm working with icon fonts and React, which is also a really nice way of bringing icon fonts into a web view.
Excellent. Wow. Well, it sounds really exciting. I hope you get lots and lots of people attending your session.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. It's been lovely talking to you.
Thanks.
Thanks.